Dear viewers, fellow Southern Cameroonians, fellow Ambazonians, at home and in the diaspora, you are welcome to this program today. You are tuned to Amba Community Hour. And once more, Happy New Year to you all. My name is Comrade Achu, also known as Babareko. And today, I'm here in the studio with my comrades who are here to make a very great contribution to the program today. I'll hand over the words to the co-host, Comrade Chibasawa. Over to you.
Yes, thank you, Babareko. Fellow Ambazonians, Happy New Year. My name is Asabankan Fuamo, and today, the 5th of January 2025, we are commemorating the abduction of our leadership at Nera Hotel in Abuja 7 years ago. I'm sending a word of gratitude to you, to all of you on Ground Zero who have suffered since this crisis, since this revolution began. And I'm also we are here to pay homage to our fallen heroes, those who have paid the ultimate price with their lives. And on the 25th of December 2024, we lost an iconic figure of the Ambazonian Revolution by name Chief Justice Paul Aya Abine. You know, he fought from within, from without, and just to paraphrase Tiziko Ayoktabe, he called him the trailblazer of the Ambazonian Revolution. Chief Justice Paul Aya Abine, where you have gone to meet our ancestors, those who have gone before us, the likes like Mola Njo Litumbe, just to name this one. Please say hello to him. We wish all of you out there a happy new year, and that you keep a watchful eye on the Ambazonian Revolution and our people on the ground. Please know that 2025, no matter what, we have to continue to do. We know the sacrifices we've paid. With the ghost towns, the country Sunday, please stay put. Please stay put. Because, as the saying goes, no matter how long the night might last, it shall be done. Over to you, Babareko.
Yes, thank you, Chibasawa, for that. We know we are approaching the end of the tunnel as it gets darker. Thank you for paying tribute to our great comrade, Chief Justice Paul. Fellow comrades, once again, you are tuned to Amba Community Hour, and Amba Community Hour is here to bond, to build a bridge, and to assist in the building of our communities in order for us to share our experiences and create a good network so that together in our collective efforts, we can liberate our homeland. There's no one else who can tell our story, and we're here to tell the story of some of our great comrades who were abducted at the Nera Hotel in Abuja, Nigeria, on the 5th of January 2018. And we are here to commemorate the 7th anniversary. And as Chibasawa Rally said, it's not only for the Nera 10. We are dedicating this day to all the brave Ambazonians, all Ambazonian prisoners of conscience who are bearing the brunt of the oppressor in the dungeons. We are here to remember you. So I would now go ahead to ask my fellow comrades on the panel to introduce themselves, and I'll begin with Comrade Celestine. Ma Celestine, welcome to Amba Community Hour. Welcome to the commemoration the 7th anniversary of Nera 10. Over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Greetings, televiewers, and greetings, co-panelists. Thank you for inviting me here. My name is Celestine Funky. I'm here to pay my civil responsibility to encourage and support our prisoners of conscience and the Nera 10, which is marking the 7th anniversary since they were adopted from Nera 10. So please, comrades and televiewers, stay tuned. We have a package of goodies for you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Marcellus.
Yes, thank you, Marcellus. Yes. Yeah. We also have here on the panel with us no other one than Fabiano Deco. He needs no introduction. He introduces himself. Fabiano.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonians, dear viewers. It's a pleasure to be here. We are on the 7th anniversary of the abduction of Ambazonian leaders. This is actually a very bad and sad day for us, the 5th of January 2018, and to the 5th of January 2025. It is really a very hard and very painful thing to take. I am actually a victim, a living testimony of the barbarism, the violations, and the human rights abuses of the terrorists and very rogue, non-respect of international convention regime of Paul Biya in Yaoundé. And I will never hesitate at any time, any given point, to give a testimony and to account to the suffering of our people who are behind bars in all the jails and torture centers of La Republic of Cameroon. It is a pleasure to be here, and we are ready to kick it on. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Fabiano. Over to you, Babareko.
Yes. Thank you, Fabiano Deco, for that contribution. It's always a pleasure to have you here on Amba Community Hour. We know it's not the first time you're here. I'm sure we're also together during the last commemoration. And I want to take this opportunity to thank you so much for the contributions that you have made and the contributions you are going to make on the program today. It's always an honor to have you here. And also to thank you for the work that you are doing out there to continue to motivate, continue to make great contributions, and so that we can achieve our goal as Ambazonians. So it's a pleasure to have you on the program today.
Thank you.
We will go ahead to talk about the significance of the 5th of January, as we have said before. On this day, it's a day that has been engraved in the history of Southern Cameroons, in the history of Ambazonia, in our liberation struggle, because we cannot forget what happened to some of our leaders, or the leaders at the time, who were abducted, or let's say kidnapped, at the Nera Hotel in Abuja, Nigeria, on the 5th of January 2018. So we will always remember that day, because it has come to remain part of the history of our liberation struggle. And Amba Community Hour, as one of its objectives, has identified the fact that it is only us who are going to tell our story. It is only Southern Cameroonians and Ambazonians who can tell our story best. It is only us who can uplift the people who are making sacrifices in our struggle. It is only us who can tell our story best. So we are here to continue to tell our story. That's why we are here also to commemorate the 7th anniversary of Nera 10. So my co-host will go ahead just to elaborate on the purpose of such a commemoration. Over to you, Chiwasaba.
Thank you, Babareko Banda Atu, for briefly talking about the Amba Community Hour. And my name is Asawankam for Mofom. And I want, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonians, those joining on the program, today is the 5th of January 2025. And we are here commemorating the adoption of our leaders on the 5th of January. And we are also dedicating this whole program to all Ambazonian prisoners of conscience. And it is important to remind ourselves the importance of commemoration. We have lost people. We have not even gotten the chance to bury them. So it is always important to commemorate. And Amba Community Hour is, as the host had just said, as one of its objectives to always commemorate important milestones in Ambazonia during the course of this revolution. By commemorating, we are telling those who have gone before us and those who are still on the front line that we are together. We keep the lives of the dead alive because it is customary to us to bury our people. But we have not done so because some of these people have been buried in mass graves and they have not been given a decent burial. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonians, yes, 2025 has just started. And to you on the ground, we applaud your sacrifices that you are doing, the torture that is ongoing. But keep on with the spirit. The ghost towns, you have maintained them. The country Sundays, we are all together. We will not forget our fallen ones. We are together. To all Ambazonians at home and abroad, to you, please join us on this day to commemorate and to think about all Ambazonian prisoners of conscience. Thank you. Over to you, Abareko.
Thank you, Chibasawa, for that input. Fellow comrades, fellow Southern Cameroonians, fellow Ambazonians, we can't talk about the Nera 10 without pointing out the ramifications that are surrounded, with this incident. And one of them is the impact that it had on our revelation, on our liberation struggle at that time. I would let Fabiano Deco to make a remark on that. Fabiano Deco, how has it been? We know we have talked about this before, but I think it's always good to highlight on this because it is some of the things that we experience in our revolution, the impact of Nera 10 on our liberation struggle. Over.
I must admit that La Republic of Cameroon, they got one of the highest intelligence to get grip of the Ambazonian liberation struggle because one of the highest problems that we have faced, it has been the 5th of January 2018 when it's like the head of the family was taken out of place without a will. And what happened is the children in the house, the siblings, they had to fight over who will be in control. So the impact has been huge. We can see it. It is clear and visible in front of us. We cannot deny this. It's an undeniable reality that many of our comrades, unfortunately, I have to say this, that they are actually already sharing the elephant apart without us actually getting grip of the elephant. It is very sad and very bad. The 5th of January, this day, I wish it never happened, but only God knows why. But I want to believe that it is also going to be a way to take us in a very, very, to catapult us to that future which we want. That is why we keep on telling our people until Boya, it is the last bus stop. Only resistance will give us independence. No matter what La Republic does, they will never, ever take hold of our land. And we promise them that one. it is for sure. That is it. So it has really been a very big blow to us, but we keep on moving. We will cry, we will move, we will wipe our tears, we will pick up our things, and we will go. It doesn't matter how many times we fall. All what matters is how many times we wake up and we stand again and stand strong, for sure.
Yes, na so. You're right, Fabiano. As one of our comrades always said, that everything that happened in this revolution happened for a reason. And we know the force of the Creator, the Almighty, has a hand in our revolution. And the winds that are blowing are taking away the things that have been taken away, and other things are coming in place. So thank you so much for that input. I think one of the other things that we also know is the ramification about this particular incident is also the breach of international law. Maybe Chibasaba, over to you. Maybe you take that and talk about that with my colleague Celestine. Over.
Yeah. Yes, I think when we come to this, that international law was breached. That I'm not a lawyer, but everyone knows this. Comrade Marcellus, what do you think? What is your opinion? Or let me put it in other words. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think that we going down the lane of law pursuing this thing? Is it something that we should keep on doing? I just want you to share some thought with us. Not just that the international law has been breached. That is known. But many people keep on telling us that you are trying to go the law way. How do you want to make it? I just want you to share your thought apart from what the Baba Rekha just said about the breaching of the international law. So we keep on pursuing this lane, Marcellus.
Thank you, Chief Asaba, and thank you so much, televiewers. Yes, of course, the international human rights law has been breached to a very greater rate, and we keep pursuing it because it's more than decades that this law has been, the Ambazonians have been denied this particular aspect. And the human rights for the Nera 10 and other APoCs have been breached. We keep saying it every year. This is a painful year, a painful date, 5th of January, that we commemorate their adoption. And until justice is given to these beautiful souls in the bars of the enemy, we will not stop pursuing it. And to show that the United Nations has failed. Why? This group of comrades in there were refugees. And refugees means the United Nations has to protect them under the refugee laws. And being refugees and they were adopted, no one came up to back them up. So as such, the international law has really failed. And we will say they are toothless bulldog until they stand up and call the perpetrators to book. So until justice is given to them, we will keep on resounding this aloud. Thank you.
Marcel, sorry, please, before you finish, let me say this. La Republic du Cameroon is a country that does not respect any law on this planet Earth. Even their own constitution, they don't respect it. You just saw it how Pobia made more than 40 days outside. He came back and it was jubilation everywhere. It is a rock and kangaroo country. What we are saying is very simple. The international community is silent. The people of Southern Cameroon are not silent. We will keep on fighting. We will fight until fight. We will resist La Republique du Cameroon. We will not go under their whims and caprices. This is very clear. And we are making it clear on this particular 7th edition of the abduction of the leaders of Southern Cameroons in Nera Hotel in Abuja, in Nigeria, that La Republique du Cameroon, they have breached international law, taking back refugees, asylum seekers back into La Republique du Cameroon. And let the international community know this, that the people of Southern Cameroon are barely protecting themselves from the brutality of La Republique. It is clear. The Human Rights Committee against torture and all the like in United Nations Geneva, they said these things. Why would they keep on holding our people behind bars? It is wrong. It is wrong. And I'm standing here today as a witness and a testimony, a living testimony to the brutality of La Republique, that we will not give up. Never shall we give up. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, BD Concept. Actually, you are right, because we see the case where they even have the organization, the working group that went and judged the very case and said these people are innocent. A lot of them are there, but today, the United Nations does not even have a tool that will call the regime that is carrying out this grievous crime against the Ambazonia to order. No one is there to fight them or to justify that justice is to be given to these people in jail. No one. So if a big body like the United Nations, with all its commissions and policies that it has clearly drawn up, people are reading big books. We are not lawyers. I don't think any of us here is lawyer, but we know our civil rights. We know our simple, basic human rights, which means
Yes,
theirs have been abused, but no one is there to talk for them. We will keep on, the Amazonian people will keep fighting for them until the world at large will listen and come in terms with the Ambazonia so that justice will be given to the prisoners of war, the IDPs, and the prisoners of conscience, also the refugees. Thank you.
yes. Thank
Oh
you,
yeah,
Master.
well, I did not know,
Thank
Marcel,
you.
that you can be so, yeah. But that is you know, I don't want us to continue talking about this topic here about the international law, because you know we can keep on talking on this for the next 8
Yes, yes.
minutes.
But Chibasaba, I think you
Yeah.
know the reason why we talk about this is a crime has been committed. I think that's the point we want to say. With that, we will not stop talking about the crime that was committed against the people of Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia. It's a heinous crime. You know, going against the law of they call it the rafflement. Like you cannot, you know, deport someone forcefully to a
Mhm.
place where the person is being persecuted, and that is what that's the law that Republic of Cameroon and Nigeria has gone against. And so we are keeping this on record that the government of Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia is going to hold them accountable. We are going to do that. It is on record. Some crimes are committed, and those who commit the crimes, you know, are held responsible maybe some years later. So I think it is for us to continue to be on that track. So we will not go ahead to belabor that, for time is against us. I think we will move straight into the other part of our program, which we want to concentrate now on the Ambazonian Prisoners of Conscience. As we said in the beginning, our Ambazonian Prisoners of Conscience is not only the Nera 10, we will have over 2,000 of our comrades being incarcerated in the dungeons of the Republic. So I think it will be good for our viewers to have a view, an idea of how vast, you know, the situation looks like. So we will give Marcellus the opportunity or the chance to give us a view of the statistics of Ambazonians who are being incarcerated in the dungeons of the Republic of Cameroon. Over to you, Marcellus.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator, once again. Thank you, televiewers. This is the most painful part of the presentation because it shows the number of people who have been adopted unjustly because of who they are. And no one, as we earlier said, is standing to defend them. We have some statistics taken that we have about 7 prisons around Cameroon where Ambazonians of conscience, prisoners of conscience, have been locked up. We have the 2 prisons in the Ambazonia, the prisons of Boya and the prisons of Bamenda, have close to over 1,000. That shows the intensity of the people there. And for instance, we have in Boya Central Prison, we have 965 persons there. Inside them, we have 890 who are males, and then 45 female, 30 children. Can you imagine? And then more than 1 person for this in Boya is an elderly person. And in Bamenda, we have over 26 elderly people who are locked up. And who is an elderly person? It's not just who are 50, 60, that over 80 years are in jail. Then in Bamenda, we have 18 who are children. Still in Bamenda, we have 22 who are female and 282 who are male. Make us a total of 350 in Bamenda. We go to the next in Bafoussam, we have 100 persons there. We are made up of 99 male and a female. We go to the next, which is Kondenge Central Prison. We have 210 persons there. 205 are male and then 5 female. The next is Kondenge Principal prison, we have 43. We have 40 men and 3 female. We have the New Bear prison in Douala, which are made up of 104 persons. Then we have for Kongsamba set with 35 Ambazonians, which give us a total of 1,807 persons incarcerated. Inside these people, it's so painful to see women who are there, elderly people, both men and female, are there locked up, and no one is. I mean, these people, it's just by the grace of God that they are still alive. They need to be out there, even taking care of themselves. We have situations that are appalling, and this situation are. We have an old woman, for instance, who is in Boya, who has been arrested because it is said that his grandson is an amber fighter. That is unheard of. What has the child, who is an individual, an adult, responsibility got to do with the grandmother? Those are issues that we need to call these people to order. And then we have also a child in the jail. What is a child doing in jail? Who is there to speak for this child? The child is there because the mother is there. And why is the mother there? You will go and see another situation that maybe she knows somebody who is a fighter, or she knows somebody who. How can another person's sins be punished? I mean, somebody be punished for another person's crime. It is time we start calling justice. The first justice has to be shown to the prisoners of war and the prisoners of conscience. So we are calling on the international community and NGOs around who are doing their work. They go every day to Cameroon, to Yaoundé. Let them stand up and be answerable to these people who are there, especially the women. I'm getting so emotional to see these women are in there. They don't even have money to even buy their sanitary pads. They have issues of women that they need to visit gynecologists. How can they follow that up? We are treating situations that are not, one cannot stay here and talk because of the dignity of these women. We have to start respecting these women and their rights. And let someone come up there and call those brutal regime to order. Thank you.
Wow. Yeah, Comrade Celestine, I think it's not easy, to sit here and listen to those numbers. This message is for all Southern Cameroonians and Ambazonians who sit out there in their comfort zones and listen to figures like this. We are asking you, do you really know what it means to be incarcerated in the dungeons of the Republic? It's not a prison. Do you really know what it means?
Yes, my masterless, like a mother, and like any other person, whether you are a mother or not. But I can understand when it comes to these figures, thinking of a 1-year-old child, right? And a 90-year-old when you get such statistics. And yes, fellow Ambazonians, fellow Southern Cameroonians, we are here on Amba Community Hour commemorating the 7th anniversary of the abduction of our leadership at Nera Hotel in Abuja. So, Fabian Odeko, yes, we are talking about the APoCs. You've heard the statistics. Let's stay on the lane. Yeah. These figures, what do you have to say? I mean, the plight. I know you have more under your sleeves to talk about the plight of not just the Nera 10, but especially the Ambazonian Prisoners of Conscience. Fabian Odeko.
Thank you very much once more for this opportunity, Chief Asaba and fellow Ambazonians. Our people, the Ambazonian Prisoners of Conscience in La Republique du Cameroon, concentrated death camps. If you can call them prisons. These are concentrated death camps in Boya, in Bamenda, in Konengi, Yaoundé, Principal and Central, in New Bell, in Bafoussam, in Yoko, and all these places. I want to say that these are overcrowded prisons. First of all, we have La Republique du Cameroon that is unable to manage her security situation with having, vagabonds, street children all over thieves, banditry, insecurity in their very own country. Now, our people who have never known anything that concerns prison, they are found in these concentrated death camps, and they are being molested by those thieves and hardened criminals of La Republic of Cameroon. You can imagine the clash in this particular area. Somebody who has never done anything in his life as a crime, who knows nothing as such, is being put in a place with a hardened criminal. Our people are going through serious trauma. It is not easy, and the conditions there are deplorable. Sometimes some of you have seen on other, social media outlets where our people are sleeping in horrible conditions. It is not only horrible, the health situation is unimaginable, my dear comrades. It's terrible. It's terrible. Prisons like Konengi Central Prison, where I was meant for about 800 people, we have close to 9,000 inmates. 9,000. Can you imagine? 9,000 people in one place. The health situation there is terrible. And even to get medical attention is a big problem. It's not only in Konengi, in Boya, in Bamenda, everywhere. And the fun of it is that these people in these places have committed no crime. Their only reason for being in jail is because they are from Southern Cameroons. I can remember two of our comrades who passed away while I was still in jail. Wisi, Yusufu, and Frederick. They were only one father and his son. On a ghost town day, they were going to the farm. They were being picked up by La Republic of Cameroon gendarmes. And that is how they found themselves in Konengi. From Kumbu to Bamenda Central Prison to Konengi. And they got sick, they passed. Exactly, they died. Clear. Not forgetting the situation of Reverend Tangem Thomas. He was chained on his hospital bed. They denied him medical attention. This is what is going on in all these prisons. La Republic of Cameroon, colonial administrators, prison administrators, they are wicked. Not only wicked, it's just, to say wicked is just a mild, I'm like pampering them. In Boya Central Prison, we have them there. 3 of our comrades were electrocuted. They died. We had others in a New Bell, Orokima. They died because of no medical attention. As an Ambazonian, as a Southern Cameroonian prisoner of conscience, when you find yourself in jail, you are already quarter to go. When I say quarter to go, you know what I mean. La Republic of Cameroon will deny you medical attention. If your family doesn't have enough money to maybe bribe the prison authorities to take you to the hospital, even if they happen to give you that slightest opportunity to go to the hospital, they will chain you on your hospital bed. Look at Mendoza. Look at La Republic ministers, those thieves, Marafa Amido Yaya and the rest. They give them first-class treatment abroad. Criminals, those are people who have stolen taxpayers' money. They won't do anything to them. They send them to go and get treatment abroad. But Ambazonian prisoners of conscience, people who stood up for their rights, some who were even just walking around on the streets, they find themselves in jail. And that is how most of them have passed away. I can remember one guy they call Ambe Luis at Konengi Central Prison. He also passed away. Reverend Father Ambiezi at the Konengi Principal Prison. He also died in jail. We have lost many of our people. Wazizi, we never saw Wazizi's corpse, even the image, his body. Yeah. After La Republic of Cameroon abducted him. What did we do wrong to these people? What did we really do wrong? Our people are suffering. Prisoners of conscience. To find yourself in any of these La Republic of Cameroon concentrated death camps, you just have to start counting yourself maybe, I don't know, maybe the ultimate sacrifice or whatsoever. So there is a higher need. Our people are crying. They are crying. Those jails, those dungeons, those concentrated death camps are horrible. Talk less of the torture in SED. SED is another story on its own. There's another torture center known as DGRE, Délégation Régionale, Délégation à la Recherche Extérieure, DGRE. This is the place where they torture people. Our people have been tortured in these areas. DST, La Republic of Cameroon, they have no interest in solving this issue, but they only want to intimidate our people, keep them behind bars, threaten them, make them break their bones so that they will give up. So that nobody any day will talk about Ambazonia. That is exactly their mission. Our people are suffering health challenges, prison conditions. To even get food to eat is a big problem. To have visitors is another problem. Can you imagine? You have somebody who lives Bamenda, maybe goes to visit someone who is in prison in Yaoundé, maybe who has been there for like 5 years. You are given just 10 minutes, 15 minutes to talk with a person. You brought food from Bamenda or from Boya. You brought food from Akwaya to meet somebody who is in New Bay Prison, Douala. You are given 15 minutes to talk with a person. And you don't even talk with a person face to face. You talk through a hole or through a door. Can you imagine? It is so terrible. These things are happening.
Sorry. No, you can go for hours just talking about this appalling situation, the cases, through which our people are going through. The message we are giving out here, disseminating out here, is especially to Southern Cameroonians, Ambazonians who just sit and watch. I hope the so-called Anglophiles, those who are for one and indivisible, they send a message of congratulations to their fellow Cameroonians on the 1st of January, their Independence Day. I want to remind them, we hope that you congratulated your fellow Cameroonians, on the 1st of January, their Independence Day. What I have just said here, this message is for Anglophiles and those Southern Cameroonians, Ambazonians who sit at the fence and watch and sit down and think. You can sit and just imagine what our people are going through. It is said, like what Paweba said, when injustice becomes law, resistance becomes a duty. What is your duty? What role have you played? When you listen to all these accounts, do you have empathy for our people in the prison? They are us. Your brother there is you. What if you were the one in that situation? How will you feel about them? So, our message today is for us to continue to stand up and take responsibilities, because no one is going to do that for us. Thank you so much, Fabano. I think if we talk about this, we get emotional, because if we listen to the accounts of our brothers and sisters who have gone through this, and Fabano Deco is here as someone who also went through that. We know the case also of some of our comrades, the Terabat 39, Terabat 37. We got the news that 30 of them were released. And if you get their experiences, what they went through, you will know that Cameroon, the Republic of Cameroon, is really, I'm sorry to say that, a shithole country, a place where they have no regard for human life, especially if you're a Southern Cameroonian. They don't consider us humans. That's why they will treat us differently from their citizens, just as Fabiano Deco mentioned. Ambazonian Prisoners of Conscience haven't committed any crime. They are there because they are Southern Cameroonians. It doesn't mean that if you speak English, you are a Southern Cameroonian. We have Southern Cameroonians who are Anglophiles, who don't identify themselves as Southern Cameroonians, and they will learn their lesson. So, my brothers and sisters, fellow comrades, ask yourself what you have done, what contribution have you made in this liberation struggle. Our brothers who were
Mr.
released,
Coordinator, just 1 minute.
yes,
I left out a very important aspect. You were talking about this very emotional part. You cannot imagine someone with a special need, that is a deranged person, is dead in the prison. someone who doesn't even know who they are or what they are doing, is under the captivity of La Republique brutal regime.
Yeah.
What would that person say? That is somebody with a special need. Internationally, they know how they treat such people, but they are under the concentration camp of Biaf's regime. So when and what, how will they judge such a person? Thank you. I just wanted to highlight that.
Very, very true. Very important. Please take
Mr.
it.
Moderator,
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
the 5th of August to the 7th of August 2024, the United Nations Human Rights Chief, he was in the Cameroons, particularly in Yaoundé, to ascertain or to open a new office for the Central African region. Now, Volker Talks, that is his name, he made it clear to Yaoundé and to the Cameroons that all those who have committed human rights abuses will be held accountable. He made this very clear. And if you look at it very well, you will discover that La République du Cameroon, they felt threatened by this particular statement because this is the very first official who did not receive a golden statue from Paul Biya. The rest of the other ones coming, they have been receiving golden statue from Paul Biya. He didn't get any golden statue. He made it clear. He made his point very clear. And now, what happened later? La République du Cameroon, they were called at the by the Commission Against Torture for interview, for questioning, and the whole world, saw the lies that their representatives were dishing out there. It is very clear. And what did La République du Cameroon do? They tried to play a smart one to release some of our comrades. Some of, meaning that there is something somewhere. At the end of the day, whether they like it or not, they will release all. They will release all without end. I just want to make this very clear that La République du Cameroon, they try to play a fast one to release our comrade. It is because of all these things. The world knows what is happening. For sure, the wheels of justice are slow, but they will definitely come to pass.
Sure.
Thank you for highlighting that, Fabiano Deco, because there have been some wide speculations why because we're talking about 37 people, the Taraba 37, and they released 30 of them. We had some kind of, we went through, trying to see what happened. There were rumors or some saying that those that are still remaining in jail, they have been kept back because they did participate in some riots or whatsoever. But the bottom line, if I get you right, Fabiano, is that they were just trying to appease the UN, what is his name again for the records?
Volker Talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for making that point clear to our viewers. You are watching Amba Community Hour on this day, the 5th of January, 2025, and we are commemorating the 7th anniversary of the adoption of our leadership at Nera Hotel in Abuja. Fellow Ambazonians, yes, you've heard my moderator, Babareko. He spoke about those that sit on the fence and watch. 2025, you have to do something for the APoCs, because you cannot tell me that you are born on Ambazonian soil and you fold your arms and then you say that will nothing. No. I will not personally accept that. We have Ambazonian prisoners of conscience in jail in French Cameroon. Yes, you have had heavy feasting over. Please, this is a personal appeal from me to all Ambazonians at home and abroad. Please, you do think about this. Is the least thing that you could do to support our Ambazonian prisoners of conscience. Over to you, Babareko.
Very true. Thank you, Chief, for that reminder. I think I want to thank also Comrade Fabiano Deco, for giving us the insight leading to the release of the Nera, the Taraba 30 out of 37. We are coming close to the end of our program. I'm sure in about 15 minutes we'll be tearing down the program. So we are going to be a little bit snappy. But there's something that I just want to say pertaining to what Comrade Chibasawa just said, making a call on all Ambazonians who are the fence, that the experiences that has been shared with us by our fellow brothers and sisters in the detentions facilities in the Republic are very appalling, and some of those who are released have really accounted the severe torture. They have now disabilities. They are suffering from disabilities. They are suffering from trauma. Just remembering, just thinking about what they went through. I mean, just narrating it to someone, the post-traumatic syndrome from that experiences. So my brothers and sisters, let us have empathy for them and continue to do whatever we can do in our own little way to encourage them. They felt abandoned, like not even receiving help from us. We have heard about the lack of medication, food, many other things. So every one of us here in the diaspora should always ask yourself, what have you done? What support have you given them? Because this is when they need our support, because they are the face of the struggle, and they are actually sacrificing for the freedom and liberation of the future generation. So let's never forget them. It is said that revolutionaries do not let their own rot in jail. So we have a moral responsibility, and it's also part of our culture not to let those who are suffering to be alone. So my brothers and sisters, wake up from wherever you are. Don't sit in your room, in your comfort zones. If you are 3 meals a day, sleep and live your life. That's not the purpose of your life. And we know the root causes of all these things. We find ourselves all over the world because of the things that were happening in Ambazonia that led to this. We are the apex. We are the result of all the consequences. So let's keep on. Let's remember that we are here because of all those things that are going through. So we'll be going now just to talk about the other consequences of the ongoing war. And we're going to be brief. We cannot talk about the consequences without reminding our viewers, of the genocide that is being perpetrated by the Republic of Cameroon and her proxies. We have lost over 30,000 Southern Cameroonians. Some of them, the number is not even known, just disappearances, mass graves. We have to keep on reminding ourselves, because there is a proverb that says that the greatest catastrophe that ever happened to humans is forgetfulness. If we remember how in Boya, when our daughter, Louise Diale, was shot by the barbaric gendarme because he wanted to extort money from the taxi driver, what happened? Our people came out in enormous. They marched the streets. They roared up and down. What happened after that? We went back to sleep. We haven't forgotten about the other Tato Brandy, also in Bamenda, who was also killed on the street. Another child. Baby Martha, Mami Api, burnt alive. Other humans burnt alive. So we have to keep on reminding ourselves that we have to show that our people are worthy. We have to remember our people. We have to stand fight and say, we who are alive are not going to let this blood that has been shed to go in vain. Never, ever. It is our responsibility to do that. That's why we remind us of the things that we have gone through, of the people we have lost. Over 1 million IDPs, over 500 refugees in Nigeria and other countries all over the world. Over 400 villages burned down. My brothers, we can't forget this. We can't stay quiet, because we are fighting for justice. When injustice becomes law, resistance becomes a duty. And it's our duty to resist. What are you doing in your corner, in your own small way? That's the question I'm asking to you. Fabiano Deco already talked about the questioning at the UN. I'll ask maybe Marceleste to also talk about, I'm sure she was aware of that, of the case that is still going on, that our people are still under persecution. Our people are still being humiliated on the street. We have the case of a young lady who was molested, beaten, tortured by the police just walking on the street. Marceleste, can you give us an account of that? So we continue to remind our people that we have to conduct ourselves every time to be on alert and not to be friendly with these barbaric genocidal forces that occupied our homeland. Over.
Yeah, thank you once again, Mr. Moderator. Yeah, when we talk about how much our people feel the pain of brutality of the gendarmes around them, people who are supposed, they claim that they are protecting them, and they are also given the rights by the international community to protect the citizens of the Ambazonia, ML2, as they call it, Amazonian area. And those who suffer most are the girls, because they go every minute, every hour, a girl child is raped or an old woman is raped. This is a common thing happening presently in the town of Bamenda, where you see in the day, a child will go to fetch water or to go buy groceries from the store. The gendarmes will break their child, have a discussion normally, and even the child will greet, they will behave as if they have not greeted, just to get a case or an issue to keep them behind the bars. And what happened when they are there waiting? They will be abused, molested by the group of the men. All of them will go on that little girl. Most of these girl child, I'm saying, they are not up to 20 years old. Many of them found themselves pregnant, and their own future is ended like that because they find themselves a teenage mother raising a child who doesn't even have food to eat. Those are the consequences of the presence of the military among the civilians. They are not fighting or they are not protecting anybody, but they struggle to make sure they reap from this, or they even take money that parents are sending their kids, they seize this money from these children. And then don't go to carry water where the military has built their control center there. And then a little girl will go to fetch water. That child will find herself behind the counters of the military. At the end, they will rape this girl. Many of them have become psychologically traumatized, but they live every day. They are frightened. And it's a big crime, I will not say only to the government of Cameroon, but to the international community, because they go in trace. Even the religious people, the churches, all of them have to stand and make accountable for such heinous crimes among within the community. The people are supposed to be free and feast, but instead the military are in between them, pretending that they are keeping peace. I don't know the type of peace that they keep. They will find a lot of girls leave school, drop out from school, and they're single mothers. How are they surviving with their children? They cannot even take care of themselves, listen, not to talk with a load of taking care of a child. So we are begging and calling on these NGOs present in Cameroon to start doing their work and start reporting such crimes, because many of them we get them from family members. Many of them are not being reported in many of their journals that they send out. So we call them to be aware of that. Thank you.
Sorry for cutting you short.
It's okay.
We will have to prepare to wrap up. Thank you so much for the point you just made. I think it is very important that we continue to inform our parents. They are very responsible. They should know that we are at war and they should stay on alert. They have to protect their children. They have to protect our daughters from these barbarians who are there to inflict harm on us, because they use that rape as part of the humiliation, as part of the war, to beat us down. So I will let the co-host handle the next topic with Fabiano Deco, and it's one of the topics that I think is good for us to run up with. It's about community mobilization, and that is one of the most important aspects that we in the diaspora have to play. In the past, we have followed the dynamics of our revolution. We have heard how Ground Zero has complained so much about diaspora not being in order. Our people in Ground Zero have done the best. They face the brunt of the oppressor. We in the diaspora are not living in a reality world, So, but there's something that we can do so that we can make our best contribution to revolution, and it is community mobilization. Chibasaba, over to you. I'm sure you were able to discuss that with Fabiano Deco.
Yes, thank you, Babariko Banda Acho. Yes, Marcellus, that input and about especially about our children, especially the female. This message is also for you, those watching us on this program, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonians. You stay on the alert that you do not fall victim. It is a war zone. and French Cameroon and its cronies and the soldiers. I don't want to, I would call it the apparatchik. They are let loose on our children. They are molested while they are on their way to fetch water, and they are raped, abused, the open market square, and nobody loses a word on that. I really find I almost had tears when you hear such. So, but not that said. Yes, Mr. Moreto, you just mentioned about those on can they do. There are a lot of people, even those of Ambazonian stock, who are fighting on our behalf. We just want to mention here the Professor Masanga, who is even there out advocating and carrying our case right up front to the International Court of Justice. So he's not even from Ambazonia. Yes, sir, but let us come to the role of what we in the diaspora can play, Fabiano Deco. You understand? Yes, I mean, the one thing that because fellow viewers, fellow Ambazonians, you are watching us on this day, on the 5th of January 2025. We have dedicated this day. It is the 7th anniversary of the adoption of our leadership at Nera in Abuja. But today, we are talking about the APoCs. We are dedicated this program, and we here in the diaspora, what can we do? What is the role of the diaspora man and woman, Fabiano Deco, in terms of community building? What can you tell us?
Thank you very much. I think we have really gone very far in this struggle and we have become mature. Nobody went to school to carry out a liberation struggle like us. And in modern times, I can really say that a lot of try and error methods have been done, a lot of mistakes have been made, but it is an undeniable reality that our communities are the best base, the grassroots, where we come from in the diaspora. It is the best way we can mobilize ourselves because all the groups, there is no group, or you call it movement or whatever, in this liberation struggle that will ever think of uniting with another. They always see it like a threat to their existence. So this is our own internal dynamics, which we are talking about it to our people so that they should understand that where we stand right now, the only way forward is unity. The only way forward is unity. And that unity will only come through our communities, through us empowering our communities. Our communities are structures. They don't belong to some individuals. That is the only way. Join your community wherever you are. You are in Germany, you are in Switzerland, you are in Italy, you are in France, you are in Canada, you are in US, Australia, Brazil, South Africa, Finland, Cyprus, wherever you are in the UK, wherever you are, join Ambazonian community there. That is where we are going to build trust because we know each other. If you are waiting for some group whatsoever, the so-called presidents to unite, forget about it. It will never happen. I am telling you the truth in front of you. So Ambazonians, the only way forward is community mobilization. These communities will unite and they will have maybe coordinator whatsoever. And these coordinators will come together and they will get maybe a spokesperson. That will be a body that will represent us. And we're going to speak on the international stage with one voice. We need unity. We don't need collaboration. We need unity. I'm telling Ambazonians, we need unity now more than ever before. That is what we have to achieve. And achieving this unity is not by groups. It's by our communities. There is no group that will unite. This is the reality. Thank you very much. And again, we need unity. Thank you.
Yes, Fabiano Deco. Yeah, thank you for that. I would like to remind us, all of us as Ambazonians, and especially those here out in the diaspora, that, when this broke out, the fighting really broke out way back, October 2016, and here on the ground in Germany, I remember a colleague, it's not a colleague, I will not call him a colleague. I would not want to mention names here, but he told me that he does not want to be collecting. He wants to be there, to be leading right up there. And I turned around and I looked at him and I was speechless, you know. So we fail to understand that our main duty out here in the diaspora is this community. And recently, we have seen some couple of going on.
Please,
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I should interrupt you.
Yeah.
Since we are almost at the top of the hour, maybe you just speak and you make a conclusion.
Exactly. This is actually, I have the clock I'm watching. So I was actually trying going out there because we are tearing down the program.
Yeah.
Like I was just saying that recently there have been actions that are very laudable, that are trying to really have this idea of community mobilization. Sit. I hope that you out there here in the diaspora watching us on Amba Community Hour on this day, that you think what you can do to play your role in that community and also to help our Ambazonian Prisoners of Conscience. While we are tearing down the program, Baba Deko, I would like that you start and we make the round so that we have each and every one of us, we say what we have to say before we tear down the program on this great day. It's a fateful day, actually.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, Fasawa, for that conclusion. I think we can give Fabiano Deco the word to make his closing remarks and speak to our people in Ground Zero and to the diaspora worldwide. Over to you, Fabiano.
Dear Ambazonians, it's really another year for us to come together. We are into the 9th year of this struggle and the 7th anniversary of the abduction of the Nera 10. We are thinking about all Ambazonian prisoners of conscience. We are telling them that no matter what happens, the freedom that we are fighting for, we are going to get it. And I'm calling on Ambazonians world over that our prisoners of conscience, they need your support. They need your support on every aspect. And at this time of our liberation struggle, we have to speak with one voice. We need unity. Unity through our communities. Unity through groups. We have tried, it has failed. We need unity through our communities. We must come together. We must talk on behalf of our people. We must be the voice of the voiceless. And we must continue to defend our land. We are defenders of our land. And it is our inalienable right to defend ourselves from the barbarism, the brutal terrorist talks of La Republic of Cameroon, who are in Ambazonia, Southern Cameroons. Thank you very much. And I think I will be joining the questions from this. And thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Fabiano Deco, for the contributions you made on this program today. No, very, very great. And we hope our comrades there have listened to you and are going to hit the call. Comrade Celestine, I will pass you the word to make your closing remark and say a word to our people listening to us on Amba Community Hour. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. Each time we commemorate this particular day, it shows the day that we were touched. We felt the brutality of the genocidal regime of Mr. Probia. But I would say it makes us grow stronger. It makes us learn more about revolution because of the resilience of our prisoners of conscience. And they keep tall. They are very proud to be Ambazonians. That alone gives me courage to stand up also and fight for them out here. I would say to the people of Ground Zero who are feeling the pain of the brutality of the military that please hold on. We feel you. I would say to the refugees, because overseas the leaders were adopted, the rate of the refugee also have increased. Also the IDPs. We feel you guys. To abandon your houses, the percentage will not reduce, keep increasing, which means the enemy actually is using that touching them, put them in cage so that they see how they torture their people like in the time of the slaves. This is repetition of genocide, and in the modern world, it is something that we will see how they will end, because they said victory will always come to the innocent. And who are the innocent and the Ambazonians? I will come now to the people in the diaspora, the Ambazonians, and also our sympathizers. I will not call only the Ambazonian people. We beg on you to use your tools, because we are having a big humanitarian crisis back home that we need your support. People are going through psychological trauma that is more than those who are dead, because the majority of the population is in pain, both on the ground and in diaspora. A lot of people have heart attack. That is caused by the constant trauma that they see people undergo. People have the way they react to such pain. You see pain, you feel it more than you are wounded on your leg. As such, we are calling on those who say they have hearts in their chest to react to this issues and release our prisoners of conscience and of war, so that we can go back to our homes. We want that war come to an end, because this is not only a crisis, but it's a big blown genocidal war. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Comrade Celestine, for that conclusion. Chibasaba, I'm sure you've already made yours, or there's something else you wanted to say before I close?
I just want to say there's nothing more I want to add to that, but to wish all of us here on the panel and those at home and abroad, again, Happy New Year and stay put. More is going to come from us.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Chibasaba. Fellow comrades, fellow Ambazonians, we have come to the end of our program today, which has been the commemoration of the 7th anniversary of the Nera 10 abduction of our leaders. And as we said at the beginning of the program, this program is not only about the Nera 10, it's about the entire Ambazonian Prisoners of Conscience and the struggle and what they have been through. We are here to create that awareness, to make you not to forget of them, to know that they are the face of the revolution, and you have the moral responsibility to give them support so that we can achieve our independence in the nearest time possible. Southern Cameroonians are never cowards. Ambazonians are never cowards. We are quite advanced people. Before Ghana had our independence in 1957, we already had a government. We are people, we are a nation. Fellow Ambazonians, we are not going to fall down with a time bomb that they call Republic of Cameroon. It's not a nation. It's a disaster. It has no structures, nothing. To you all who keep on holding to the dying horse, you will face the consequences if you do not turn back. Join Ambazonians. Join us to fight for justice. We are calling on you to support all the Ambazonian prisoners of conscience through our various communities in Switzerland, in Germany, South Africa, all of them. We are here. We work as one to make sure that our brothers and sisters in the dungeon will have a smile in their faces. We'll know that we appreciate them. We recognize the sacrifice they are making. Let us continue to encourage them. Let's continue to stay strong. Let's believe in our freedom. Let's believe in our liberation. We shall achieve. Thank you so much. I'm signing out for Amba Community Hour. I'm your host, Baba Deko. Goodbye. See you next time.
Bye-bye.